Hello, in this video I would like to explain about the triggers. So, what is triggers? Triggers used to automatically doing action when a condition occurs while monitor a database change. So, it's like a trigger of something. So, when something happen, when a condition happen to the database, maybe a selection or an update or delete on the database or in the specific tables, then this function, it's like a function, okay, it is not really a function, we call it trigger. These triggers will be executed automatically. Okay, so it's like just a trigger. So when the condition happen to the specific database, to the specific tables, then the trigger will be automatically executed. Okay, so to create the trigger, you use the create trigger and then followed by the name of the trigger, and then followed by trigger time. Trigger time can be before or after. The difference is when we use before, it's mean it will be execute, the query will be executed before the change or before the event. Okay, so for example, I create a trigger when something happened to table A. For example, I have table A here, and then I'm going to create a trigger that will do something here if there is an update on table A. Okay, so when there is an update, I will do something here. This is the trigger. This is the trigger time. If the trigger time is before, then this action will be executed before the change. Okay, so it will be executed before the change. What does it mean? It will be executed with the old data. Because when we talk about the updating, that means we have the old data and we have the new data. Okay, so if we use before for the trigger, it means it will be compiled first. So it will use the old data, and then it will be, it will execute the update data on table A. But if we use after, it will be otherwise. Okay, so if you use after, then the update on the table A will be done first. So we have the new table, the new updated data, the new updated record on the tables A, and we can execute the content of the trigger. See the difference? Before mean it will be done, it will be executed right before the event. But after, it means it will be executed after the event. That means it will use the new data. In the before, it used the old data. Okay? So this is the trigger time, before or after. And then we have trigger event. Trigger event mean insert, update, and delete. What does that mean? So we can do something before what event? There are 3 events in the triggers: insert, delete, and update. I forgot this one. It didn't have any selection even. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we have insert, delete, and update. So when insert happen, when delete happen, or when update happen, then it will do something here. Okay, so this is a trigger time, before or after. This is the event. What the event that will activate the trigger. Okay, on what table? So we specify the table name here, and for each row, it means it will activate the trigger when the records change, and it is happen for all the records, well, all the data. So it's not only one record. So like we have first row here, second row, third here, and etc. But for all the whole record, for all the triggers, for all the data here, if there is an update or delete or insert query, then it will do the action here. Okay, so this is that's what it means for each row. It means for all the whole records in the table. Okay, now let's practice creating the triggers. First, I'm trying to create a tables, namely customers level. So I create a new tables, namely the customer levels. It consists of the customer numbers and the credit limit that I get from the customers tables. Okay, so I select the customer numbers as well as credit limit from the customers tables, and I create a new tables, namely customer levels. So I use this query, create table, new table. The name of the table is customer levels as. So the content of the customer level is select customer number. As you can see, this one is subquery, right? Okay, select customer number and credit limit from the customers, and I also call the function get customer level. You can check the content of the function get customer level in the previous videos. Okay, so you can see the details on the function video. You can check it in the description box below. Okay, so I also get the customer levels like this one. I name it level as the result from the get customer level function. I name it level, so like this one, from table customer. So I have these tables. I see I select all the data with select all from customer level, so I get this data. Okay. So let's practice. Well, now let's create new tables. I will create the tables, create table, namely customer level as the result from the selection of customer number and then the credit limit, as well as I will call the function get cust level with argument credit limit. Okay, so I will take this credit limit as argument to the function get cust level, and I will alias it as level. Okay, from table namely customers. Okay, now let's try to select all the data from the customer level. Oh, sorry, I forget from. Okay, so we have the data here from the customer level. I have customer number, credit limit, as well as level. Now, let's practice creating a trigger that will update this data, update the level, if something happened with the credit limit. So for example, in this case, the customer number 103 here will increase its credit limits up to 5,000, for example, or 50,000, 50,000. And then, of course, it will change its level into platinum. Okay? Of course, we can do it manually. But what if there are a lot of changes and we don't really know, we don't really check the customer's table, so we have to check it manually as well as update it manually, right? Instead of doing it manually, we can do the update on these tables automatically using trigger on the customer's table. So when something happened to the customer's tables, this customer level table will also be updated. Okay, so let's create the trigger so it can be updated automatically if there are something happen to the customer's table. Okay, so we create the trigger first. change the delimiter first, okay, and then create the trigger. The name of trigger is update level, and then after update on the tabel customer, so it will automatically execute. Okay, so without any need to check manually change on the customers, we can do something automatically if the update happen to the customers tables. So after the update happen on the customer tables, for each row, we will do here begin and this is the content or the action, update the customer levels tables. Set the level with we trying to get the customer level here, so we trying to set the level column as you can see in the previous tables. We have customer level here, customer level tables here, we have customer number, we have credit limit, as well as we have the level, right? So we have the level. When there is an update on the customers tables, it will automatically update what? Update the level. Update the level of these tables, this data. So I will do update on the customer level, set the level. So I will set this level with get customer level new dot credit limit. This means I will collect the new value of the credit limit. So if actually there are alt and new dot something here, this is the name of the column. Alt dot something here, this is the name of the column, as well as new dot something here, the column. Alt and new here represent the alt values of the column or the new values of the column, okay, of the record. For example, before updating, the customer number is 103 and then the credit limit is 20. This is the old value before updating, so we point it as the old dot credit limit. Okay, so this is the old values, and for example the new values is 50,000. Okay, so this one is new dot credit limit value. See, this is the old one, this is the new one. This means we get the new data, the new data from the credit limit column. If there is an update on the credit limit column, we try to calculate again the customer level using the function getCustLevel. We call the function getCustLevel on the new data of the credit limit, where the customer numbers is same with the customer numbers. Okay, so that means we will change the data from the specific customer number that are have changed. Okay, so this one we set the level with the new values by updating, by calling the getCustomerLevel function and throw the new parameter, the new data from the column credit limit. So if the credit limit is changed, then the level will be changed also, because it is updated by the getCustomerLevel function. Okay, so let's practice. Now let's create the trigger. First, let's change the delimiter into $, and then create the trigger, namely update level. It will be execute after update on table customers. For each row, begin update update what table that want to be updated, the table customer level. Set the level with the value from getCustLevel function, the new value, the new level. The argument is new data, new dot credit limit, where the customer number is equal to alt dot customer number. Okay, now we already create the triggers. So how we call the trigger? No, we don't call the trigger. It will be automatically execute when something happen on the customers tables. Okay, now let's take a look at our customers tables. I will select the customer number as well as the credit limit from customers. Oh, I forget to change the delimiter, I guess. Okay, so let's change the delimiter. Okay, now this is the result. The customer number and the credit limit. As you can see, the customer number 103, the credit limit is only 20. We will try to update this data. I will try to increase the 103 credit limit up to 200,000. Okay, so it's supposed to be changed the level too. As you can see in this data, 103 here is a silver customers. We will change it to platinum because I will increase the limit. I will increase the limit up to maybe 100,000 or 200,000. So it's supposed to change automatically. The level have to be changed automatically using the trigger into platinum. Okay, so let's try to change the values on the data. Okay, now let's do the update. Update the customer table. Set the credit limit into 100, maybe 100,000, where the customer number is equal to 103. Okay, see in this previous example we have 103 is the credit limit is only 20 and the level is silver. So if we change it into 100,000, it's supposed to be changed into platinum. Okay, let's try to change it to 200, where the customer number is blah blah blah. 102. Update customer, set the credit limit up to where the customer number is 103. Okay, let's try. Okay, we already changed the data. So let's try take a look at the customer's data. Select customer number. Oh, sorry, we don't have this customer number as well as the credit limit from customers. We'll limit it to just 5 data. Customer number and credit limit from the customers. So here we go. We already update the customers tables. The credit limit is changed to 200,000. So what happened with the customer levels? Let's try to select all from customer levels. Okay, but just limit 5. Okay, customer level without S. Now you can see the level now is changed to platinum. However, the credit limit is still 20 since we don't update the credit limit on our trigger. See, because in the trigger that we create before, we only update the level, set the level. So when you are going to change the credit limit as well, when you are going to update the credit limit as well, then you have also declare it inside the trigger. Okay. Okay, now let's update our trigger so it can update the credit limit as well as the level as well as any other values if needed. So the first thing to do to update the trigger is delete or drop the trigger itself, because in my SQL tables, an action on the tables, for example, update or delete on specific tables, can only be packed with the trigger, only single triggers. So we only can make a single trigger for specific event on specific tables. Okay, so we can't create two triggers on single event for a single table. Okay, so we can just drop the trigger first. So drop the trigger. The name of the trigger is update level, right? So I will try to drop this one. Okay, and then try to create the trigger again. Delimiter. I will change to this one, and then create trigger. The name is update level. Okay, after update on customers, for each row begin update the customer level. Okay, update the customer level, set the credit limit. So because I want to set the credit limit into new dot credit limit, and I will set the level with get cash level new dot credit limit, where the customer number is equal to out dot customer number. Okay, update customer level, set the credit limit as the new credit limit and the level as the new level, because it get equal to function again, where the customer number is equal to the old customer number, and then and then just write and okay, now it's already created. Now let's try to edit again, to update again the 103 customer data. Let's try to update it to code maybe, so it's less than 50,000 but more than 10,000. So let's do the update the customers data. As you can see, the first data of the current data of the customer 103 is platinum, but the credit limit is not really changed, so we are doing the new update here. Update the customers, set the credit limit into 35,000, where the customer number is 103. Okay, so we'll do the update. I forget again to change the delimiter. Okay, so let's change the delimiter first. Okay, so now let's take a look at our customer data. Select customer number as well as the credit limit from customers limit 5. So this is the new data, customer 103. The credit limit is already changed, and we are going to change. We are going to take a look at our customers level data. Select all from customer level. Okay, I forgot the from customer level limit 5. Let's take a look if is it already changed, but the credit limit as well as the level. See, the credit limit now is changed and the level is changed to good. In the previous data, you can see the credit limit is 20 and the level is platinum. Now, because we update the customers tables, the customer levels automatically update. Okay, I think that's all.